1936, 1962. Two legendary Wilkes County businesses had their start in the same industry by the same man. Carolina Mirror, Gardner Mirror, both here, making Wilkes County the mirror capital of the world. Both led by Edd Gardner. And he and his family changed the mirror industry. What had been simply a piece of glass in a frame during the early years of the century became an artistic statement thanks to Gardner and the work that happened here in Wilkes County. But that's just part of the story, because behind every man is a woman. And when Edd Gardner looked in the mirror, he often saw Gertrude. Of course, Gertrude did not stand still very long. From her work to organize the Wilkes General Hospital Auxiliary, to starting the first United Methodist Church kindergarten, to organization of 4 different garden clubs in the county, to the inception of the library, to the inception of the community college. The Gardners meant a lot to this county.
Mr. Gardner was very sharp, very smart. He remembered names. He was very personable with the employees. And I could always tell when he would walk through the plants, because he came back with a big smile on his face, and the employees loved him to death.
Gertrude lived a life of service. She wanted to be an architect, but in her generation, only men were allowed to be architects. So she got her teaching degree, and she was a teacher until she was married. And then she couldn't teach anymore. So there were roadblocks for young women, and I think that was part of her work and her service, was to organize different organizations and different things in the community to give women opportunities to serve.
Early on, they were just taught the importance of a good work ethic and a higher education. And so that was just their approach in life. And they both graduated from high school, they both went to college, and then in 1936, they started their careers here in Wilkes County. My grandfather started Carolina Mirror Corporation on what was the old FCX building on B Street in North Wilkesboro with 20 employees. And my grandmother jumped right in at the First Methodist Church and the Women's Club, the garden clubs, and just moved on from there.
There was actually room for 2 mirror companies in this town, and being a small town, there was still room because they were not competing directly with each other. And to think that he started both of them is pretty remarkable.
They had over 500 employees when he left in the early 60s, and that was the largest mirror manufacturing plant in the world.
Gertrude would hope that her becoming part of the Hall of Fame and her story being shared may inspire other young people to step out and live their dreams, or to step out and create their own organizations of help for the community. Just to be inspired by her story, I think, would be so meaningful to Gertrude. She was very much an advocate for education for all of Wilkes County. And she helped to start the Wilkes Regional Library. She was the Friends of the Library. She was very much a part of starting the community college, the Wilkes Community College. She really, I think that was just part of her, because she really could not work like employment like that she turned to service for the betterment of the people of Wilkes County.
It was really an endeavor of love for me to go back and look at all the things they were able to accomplish in their lifetime in Wilkes County, and really think about the impact that they had on my life.
They died within months of one another. Upon Edd's death, the Journal Patriot wrote, "Because of his modesty, Wilkes County will have a difficult time understanding just how big this loss is." May the students of Wilkes County now better understand the legacy of the Gardners, Edd and Gertrude, the newest members of the Wilkes County Hall of Fame. Please welcome, accepting on behalf of the Gardners, the granddaughter, Donna Hurt.
I am Donna Hurd, and Edd and Gertrude Gardner were my maternal grandparents. It's nice to be back in Wilkes County tonight. I see familiar faces I've not seen in a very long time. Thank you, Bill Harris, for calling me in 2022 and explaining the goals and objectives of the Hall of Fame and suggesting that I might consider nominating my grandparents. It was a wonderful opportunity and really an endeavor of love to re-examine their lives late in my life. To my sister Patty and me, they were just our wonderful grandparents who lived next door and thought we were perfect, although my parents had a different opinion. But however, in recreating their timelines with arrival in North Wilkesboro in 1936, they spent 50 years as a couple working and participating in the industrial sector and civic organizations for the betterment of a developing community. Our grandmother died during the summer of 1988, and my grandfather followed her 4 months later. They had met in high school, and after spending the majority of their lives together, he could not see his way forward without her by his side. Wherever they are this evening and whatever they're doing, I'm certain they have given pause for this well-deserved honor being bestowed upon them. In speaking for them, my sister, and me, many thanks to the Hall of Fame Board for choosing them as members of the class of 2024.